As the unemployment rate in Nigeria remains high, any opportunity for job placement will be conducted without a hitch. And so a group of Nigerians say they were unfairly treated during a recruitment exercise conducted by the Central Bank of Nigeria in 2023. And so represented by two spokespersons, the group, numbering between 50 and 60, said the experience has left many of them dealing with emotional and financial strain. They are calling for intervention and a resolution to the matter to assuage them. So here's the story by TVC News' Uloma Onyemachi. Let's go there.
According to the National Bureau of Statistics, Nigeria's headline unemployment rate stood at 5.4% in 2023, reflecting the number of people of working age who are without work but actively seeking jobs. More recent data from the Bureau's Labor Force Survey for Q1 2024 shows that the unemployment rate climbed to 5.3%, up from 5.0% in the third quarter of 2023. These statistics highlight the significant challenge Nigerians face in securing a stable employment, a backdrop that comes in line with the frustrations of some individuals who have visited TVC headquarters in Abuja. They say they were wronged by the Central Bank of Nigeria in year 2023 when it came to a recruitment process. One of the affected persons, who asked not to be identified for fear of victimization and discrimination, shares his experience.
We're here today to make an appeal as regards to our ongoing struggle that we've been in pains for almost getting to 3 years now, that we have received an offer with Central Bank of Nigeria sometimes in 2003, which we have done all the necessary process that is required of us. But it's quite unfortunate. As a result of that, we've resigned from our previous places of work.
So what was the process of employment during that time, and how have you tried to resolve it before, trying to get more publicity to amplify your voices already?
Actually, at first, we submitted our CV to Central Bank, which a call from the Human Resource Department was made to us, and a time and a date was given for us for an interview, which it was done online. On that very particular day, after the interview, we finished the interview. Some hours much later, we were called for a physical interview because we wrote an aptitude test. If you do not even pass the aptitude test, there's no any point for you to attend for the interview, which we attend the interview. This, for myself, I think is sometimes in April.
Another affected individual, willing to be identified, tells a similar story, describing the emotional and financial strain the situation has taken on him.
How often can a job like a CBN job come by? It's basically once in a lifetime opportunity. So you search, you keep searching, but then, as I said, they don't come by often. So this is like an opportunity that just came and slipped away, and you don't have any other option than to survive, because what else can you do? You're a man, you have dependents on you, you have a wife, you have children, you have parents, so one way or the other, it has not been easy, to be honest. It has not been easy at all, because at some point you are waiting, but then it gets to a point whereby you are wasting your time, because it's actually not going to happen. So that realization alone hits you hard, because I think I experienced depression for the first time in my life.
The matter is now before the court, and proceedings have been adjourned to a later date. There has been no official response from the Central Bank of Nigeria on the issue. The affected individuals say they are appealing to the CBN for an amicable resolution. Uloma Onyemachi, TVC News, Abuja.
Many thanks, Uloma. BKO, seeking redress is like mountain climbing. It's not an easy thing.
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be.
Ideally.
It shouldn't be. Everything should not be about mountain climbing, because it's tough. If you are to climb the highest standalone mountain in the world, the Kilimanjaro. Is it easy? It's not. If you are to climb the Everest, it's not easy. Yes, I know there are blind people who climb it, who get to the summit. There are crippled people who climb it, get to the summit.
Yeah.
There are one-eyed people who climb it and get to the summit. Yet, even for able-bodied people, it's not easy.
It's a tall order, yeah.
Some die in the process. So, but the CBN has to do things better. I don't understand why you would let the world know that there are vacancies to be filled. People went through aptitude tests, did well, invited for physical interview, did well, and they resigned from their previous employment. Some of them were even at director level in some commercial banks in our country. And then they left their job in the hope that they are going to be employed. Everything, all of those stages, they have passed through all of those stages. It's just like TVC offering me a job. You've offered me a job. I've done the interview.
Yeah.
Everything. I have resigned because I can see clearly that this is where I'm going. I have resigned. I gave them notice. I left only for you to stop the process at the last minute. You've ruined lives because many of them can't go back to those places. And sure, they can't go back. When you get to that level and you said you are leaving the company, it's not in all cases that you find a way back. This is the situation. You suddenly plunge them into unemployment, and feeding their families became a problem. One of them said, for the first time, he went into depression. Who will not go into depression? Yeah. Somebody comfortable, who had a good job, was a director in his bank, and just felt, okay, let me, CBN. When CBN calls, it's not something that you want to.
The man said it's once in a lifetime opportunity.
And then everything had been done. You then suddenly stop the process.
It's like aborting a baby that's already coming out.
Maybe with the head of the baby is out.
It's out already.
You want
and
to
then
stop the process.
You stop the process. I don't understand. So, but it's still possible for the CBN to do something and find a way to engage these people, because they've thrown their lives into jeopardy.
All right, folks. Doctor, before we come to you, we must observe a commercial break now. We'll be back shortly. Please stay with us. Thank you. Yeah, welcome back, folks. Doctor, so I wonder, how do you weigh in here?
Well, the way I weigh in is that because a lot of times when we mismanage issues in Nigeria, the consequences don't come to those who mismanage such things. We keep doing them. Now, when this government came in 2023, we will recollect that one of the first things the CBN started doing after the removal of the past governor was to right size.
Okay.
Reduce the number of employees, streamline the departments, move some out of Abuja into Lagos where they are more relevant, and do all of those.
Even though that met a lot of brick wall.
Yes, it did. But the point now is, at the point they were trying then to recruit before this new government came in, was the same thing that this present government, management of CBN met on ground and started telling people resign and get some money and go away, because there are too many people within that system. And I'm sure that's what stalled this employment. So what criteria, who was the person who initiated this employment?
And what was the idea?
What was the idea about it all? if already you had too many people in-house, too many hands that we can see has been draining the economy. In 2023, government spent 7.7 trillion on personnel costs and pensions. 2023. Now, in 2025, it went up from 7.7 trillion to 8.52 trillion for personnel costs and pensions. And that's why a lot of people keep saying, okay, what are we doing with this large number of people in our civil service?
We can downsize.
So who are those who initiated this process for this employment? We need to find out so that it doesn't happen again in future. Okay. Because we are talking about people whose lives have been ruined now, whose career progression in the banks where they were actually enjoying themselves but wanted something better. Because it's just like somebody who is working maybe in a local government setting or a state setting, wanting to move to the federal level.
Okay.
Because you have more opportunities there. You have better pay, progression and all the rest.
And perquisite.
So, yes, exactly. So people want to actually leave the civil service at the local government level, move to state. Those in the state, they are finding a way of transferring their service to the federal.
Yeah.
So it's just like it happens everywhere.
Yeah.
Somebody who is working in a small TV station, maybe online, is looking for a way of coming to a TVC, for instance. And then, like Vicky said, you've concluded all the processes you needed to go through, and then the person has resigned, and you are saying, sorry.
Cuts in the middle.
So we still need to go back and check for those who initiated that process. Is it political? Did they not see that that place was already filled, saturated, too many people, with some needing to go? So we need to understand that process. But I'm not blaming these people who have gone to court. Because if I'm to be the one, certainly, how many banks want people at the directorate level for employment again? They would rather be people who have grown with the bank. And these people have resigned now to come into your system. You are saying no. So I don't blame them going to court. And I don't blame them complaining. They should.
Because sometimes you tend to become cynical when a situation like this comes. You remember Tarzan, the ruler of the jungle. They say the rule is don't leave the rope you are holding on to until you see the next one, if you get what I mean. Does that apply here?
No, see, you don't get it.
That's why I said
I'm joining TVC. And I gave the example. I'm joining TVC. You have completed all the processes. What is left is for me to serve a notice that I'm leaving.
That's it.
It's at that point that this thing was aborted. And I remember you saying that, okay, a child comes out,
with the head already out.
The head out, and then you abort it. That is what us. It's not, we can't blame them.
We can't.
Because it's like when I left the news to join TVC, for example, I had to tell them, okay, I'm leaving. I gave them a notice because I anticipated that, okay, I'm going. And all the process, we have completed all the process. And good people don't want to leave a company with immediate effect. A company that you have served maybe for like 20 years.
Yeah.
You don't want to live with immediate effect. You want to live in a manner that...
On a high.
Yes, and people would even see you as a decent person.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that they had resigned. Nobody will resign unless he is sure that, okay, that place, the job is waiting for me there. We all move from one job to another. But to abort it at the time when they did, to abort the process and say, no, we are no longer hiring.
Is that proper?
Maybe I'm supposed to resume 3 days, in 3 days' time. I had served notice that I'm leaving. You now tell me, okay, 3 days to resumption that, okay, the employment has been cancelled. Who does that now? There is no way. It's not a matter of maybe those people, a case of a bird in hand is what. No, that's not the situation. That's not the situation.
Okay.
They are not little boys.
Not to know the process.
Not to know that, okay, you cannot simply leave until you are certain that this job is yours.
Yeah.
They thought that the job was theirs. They had completed everything. You can imagine somebody who's already said, oh, yeah, go and capture. Will you still be waiting? You have to serve a notice that you are leaving.
Yeah.
Because they expect to resume on so day. You have to serve a notice to your employer that you are leaving. And they did that only for the place they were going, only to be told that, no, you can't come. After they had left.
All right, folks.
Come on.
All right, folks, let the debate continue. But here at the Hangout, we insist that things should be done or could be done more appropriately.